Hello guys, what is up? This is Sun Fishing here, and today I'm going to be starting that series I promised called Stories of the Past. Now what you're going to see here is a clip of me just doing random shit, or just fletching in general, with some clanmate I have in Narda, because that's kind of our clan base or clan home area. But you don't have to watch the clip if you don't want to. You could just be playing RuneScape in another tab and could just be listening to me because the clip is not that all that important. So yeah, the first thing I would like to mention before anything else is that all of these stories that I tell you are actually true. I wouldn't lie about anything, to be honest with you. I don't like to be a liar or want to be a liar because that just kills the fun of the story. So yeah, let's begin. So I think I was only like 10 or 11 years old when I first started playing RuneScape or started seeing videos of RuneScape. And so like the person who inspired me or wanted me to play RuneScape at first was GC20 Ember. It's not like she directed me to the website personally. She didn't say, "Oh, random person, go play RuneScape." No. What happened was I was playing Final Fantasy at the time. I don't know if you guys know that game, but I used to be, addicted to it in a way, because it used to be my favorite game. I grew up with it, and it was like kind of my first MMO, to be honest with you, but not PC. I actually had a PlayStation at the time. But anyways, so what GC20 Ember did was basically put up quest guides, and they're still uploaded to this day. I don't know if I can link you guys to some of them in the description, but maybe I will. But the one that, caught my eye or caught my attention was when she uploaded the Tree Gnome Village quest guide, I believe. I was just sitting there one day eating breakfast, and then I'm like, okay, so this game looks pretty cool. I'm gonna go try it out. The graphics look fucking sick. And I just had this, you know, like, I don't know how to explain it, like an attraction to RuneScape after I saw that she put the link to the game in the description. And at first I thought it was just a game where you're like, oh, it's like an hour game that you could just complete in an hour. But that wasn't the case at all. So once I saw the RuneScape website, I was kind of amazed how it was designed at the top, where you could see the cook, the chef, and all types of like, how can I explain, like jobs that people have in RuneScape. That was my first impression, that you could be like a chef or a cook or fighter in RuneScape, but it kind of is now, but not really. Anyways, so I made my first account, and on screen now you'll see like what it was called. It was called Loving Fisher. Now, the other reason why I called this account Loving Fisher, or the very first reason, my bad, was because I used to play another game before RuneScape as well, hooked along with Final Fantasy, called Gaia Online. Now, I've mentioned this before in another video, and I have given a brief opening of what my RuneScape life was in another video, but I doubt you guys want to go see that because it was like a 2 month video now, 2 month old video. But yeah, I used to play a game called Gaia Online, and there was this little mini game or thing where you could fish, and you basically get money for it, just like you do in RuneScape. But you actually have to buy the bait, and whatever bait you buy, it depends on what fish you get, and it's like a weird ratio and stuff like that. And if you guys are wondering what Gaia Online is, it's basically a website, and you make a character, and you basically free roam, do whatever you want. There's actually things called there's a thing called Rally, where it's like a chat room, but you get to park your car wherever you want. You meet new people, and you could do a little mini game called Racing, and it's based on your internet connection. But other than that, Guy Online is basically a social interaction thing, and you make your own character. It's like another thing. I forgot what the other website was called, but yeah, that's a brief summary of what Guy Online is. But that's what I played before RuneScape, and eventually, when RuneScape was introduced to me, I slowly but slowly got less interested in Guy Online and then more addicted into RuneScape. But now let's get on to how my first day of RuneScape was like. So I made the account Loving Fisher, And here's a picture of his bank, as you can see here. It's not too special. This is what I collected over a period of a few days of playing on this account. And when I was training prayer, I got the zombie gloves because back then when you got a random event, you couldn't pick what item or what emote you got or whatever. It actually was given to you randomly. So yeah, the second picture you'll about to see here is basically his stats. Now I didn't play on this account for that long. It was about 2 weeks before I actually ended up quitting and making a new account. And I was trading in the men's house. I don't know if you guys are that old into RuneScape, but anyways, when I first started playing, there was this house with a bunch of men and women in it that somebody told me that you could train on if you're new to it. And this was after Tutorial Island. And I'll give a brief story of Tutorial Island after this one, so don't worry just yet. But anyways, I was training in this house for about 2 hours, then got all these stats as you can see here. And then every bone I collected, I actually buried. And then after that, I noticed I could get like a maximum of 28 bones. So once I got a full inventory, somebody told me a rumor that if you buried all your bones in that graveyard in Lumbridge, you can actually get the zombie event faster. I mean, that was just a rumor at the time. I didn't know if it was actually true. So I went to go try it out, and it actually worked. Got the zombie event, and that's how I got the gloves. Now, for the training equipment that you saw earlier in the bank, I actually went to the training. There was actually another house in Lumbridge where there was the 3 training people, and one was outside with the defense cape. I actually talked to all of them and got all the training gear for free. And yeah, that's what I used to train with. Also with the bronze sword that was given to you on Tutorial Island. And yeah, so the only death that occurred throughout the whole RuneScape week of, playing on that account was during the men's house. My computer was so laggy at the time. It was about a Windows Vista Acer laptop. I got it for Christmas that day. And yeah, the internet was so crappy, the laptop was so crappy that I actually lagged while killing a man and I died in that house for the first time. I was so clueless on what to do, like where are my items? Where did everything go? And then I'm like, "Hey man, I died. Can you give me some stuff?" And then he was like, "LOL, you noob. Your gravestone's right there." And I'm like, "What's a gravestone?" I was like such a noob back then, and it was so fun at first. But now on to the Tutorial Island story, and then this will be the end of episode 1. So, after, like, I made my first account, I was on Tutorial Island. I did have clips and videos of me actually being on Tutorial Island, but since I, got so many new computers throughout my entire life, or throughout the span of 3 years, I actually lost those clips. And during that time, I used to be a very, very big video maker. Like, I wasn't famous, I just liked to make videos of RuneScape because I was so into the game that I wanted to share what I was like in that time, But anyways, during my time on Tutorial Island, it actually took me at least 15 or 30 minutes to actually get out of the first room, like no joke, because I didn't know what to click or what to do. I was so new into this world of RuneScape that I didn't know what to go or what to do. So eventually, after I found out what to do, there was actually an arrow pointing to all the things you have to click. So I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm gonna follow what the arrow says. And then I got out to the room and started woodcutting all the trees because that's what I thought you could do, what you had to do at first. Like, you had to do a small task or something, but in reality, you didn't have to. Then as Tutorial Island progressed, I went to the cook guide, or the cooking guide for beginners, and that part also took me about 10 to 15 minutes because I didn't want to read all the little dialect or text at the bottom because it would take too much time. That's what I thought at first, but it was actually worth the time reading because, you know, I could have been there for hours and hours just figuring out what to do. But eventually I got through the cooking guide. They showed me the security part. I think the security part's after that, or maybe something else. I forgot what That's after the cooking part. But then once I got to the mining caves and the mining part, I actually got a little scared. I don't know why, but I was just a little kid at the time, and yeah, the eerie music that played, I think it's called Escape Cave now, was actually kind of creepy for me at the time. The mining part didn't take that long. It took about 5 minutes or so because I basically got the gist of the whole thing. And once I got to the combat part, that's where it got kind of exciting because I saw a dude with a shield and sword, and I'm like, oh my god, is that what I get after I'm done with this? I was like so into the game after that. I killed the first rat, and yeah, I just started ranging them and getting combat levels. Back then, before they made an update, you can actually get a 99 on Tutorial Island, which was crazy. But I was there before the update, and I actually got 10 range before I left the island, or 10 something, 10 strength, I forgot. And I was, just having the time of my life for the first time ever. And once I got to the bank part, that was pretty easy. That didn't take too much time. Then after that, I think there's the prayer dude. Yeah. He introduces you to the friends list and the ignore list. I remember that for sure. And then they said this was before they actually combined the two into one tab. Like if you were to go to RuneScape now and click on the friends list tab, there will actually be a friends list part, and then there would be a red square next to it with the ignore list. So this was before that, and they actually had two different tabs for it. The one was like a yellow smiley face, and one was a red one with an angry face, I believe. I don't remember. But yeah, the monk dude introduced you to that, and that didn't take so long to complete. And then eventually, when I got to the magic part, that's when I took the longest to finish. I didn't know what to do as a mage, because in most MMOs, mage isn't that good. So I was just like, okay, mage, big whoop, what the hell? And yeah, the mage part took about 15 minutes because it said to click on the chicken, and then back then I didn't know clicking on the chicken was actually clicking on the fence. That's what I was doing the whole time, just clicking on the fence that the chickens were caged in. And eventually I got the hang of it. I'm like, okay, so now I click on this spell, click on the chicken, and I'm done, right? And the dude was like, yeah, now you teleport to Lumbridge, and the end. That's the end of day 1. And then I'll get into day 2, and maybe not even day 2. I'll just explain the whole week, because my memory's not that good of the very first week of RuneScape. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video I had today. I had to take a few minutes of my time to actually tell this story because, I'm quite busy with school, as I've said millions and millions of times already. And I hope to do more of these episodes because I think it's really fun to look back at my RuneScape past and compare it to it now, because it's like history, You have to look at history and look at it now. You'll understand what I mean. If you get it already, then yeah. Awkward moment, guys. Don't listen to that part. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and have a nice day. Please subscribe and leave a comment. Rate.